What's going on, you guys? It is January 25th, 2026. This is THORChain Weekly Recap. We got some cool things going on. Let's get into it. You guys, 3.15 is live. This is the start of the new year we've all wanted. The big upgrade is here. Let's get into it. So the swap volume on THORChain has been pretty consistent. What's really cool about 3.15 is that Bitcoin Cash is now back in action. We're already seeing some Bitcoin Cash action. There's a lot of things to talk about, actually, guys. So let's go ahead here. So you can see the nodes have fully adopted 3.15 here, all the way down. So one really cool thing about 3.15 is memoless. So in previous videos, we talked about the inbound memoless, right? So people can now make memoless swaps on THORChain where they don't have to connect their wallet. They state their intent, what they're going to do, and THORChain does all the work in the middle. So you don't have to connect your wallet. That is so important. But with this update, we're also doing memoless on the outbound side. So check this out, guys. Memoless transactions, THORChain without wallet limitations. I'm just going to read the summary here because I think it breaks down pretty good. What is a memo and why was it needed? On THORChain, every action requires an inbound transaction with a memo. The memo tells the network what you want to do, such as swapping Bitcoin to Ethereum, adding or removing liquidity, or bonding Rune. But memos come with limitations. Not all wallets support them. Some chains restrict memo size and others do not support memos at all. This creates friction for users and makes THORChain integrations more difficult. With memoless transactions, users register their intent before sending funds rather than embedding it inside the transaction itself. This removes reliance on wallet features and makes THORChain usable with almost any self-custodial wallet, you guys. So this just makes everything easier to promote THORChain. Check this out. So the memos right here. So your intent starts at the beginning. And as we've said in previous videos, THORChain already has 5 other metrics it looks for to determine what an outbound transaction is. So this is kind of obsolete now. So removing it just makes the outbounds more stable. There's less things that can go wrong. And again, integration THORChain is so much simpler. This is so powerful, you guys. And this is just one part of 3.15. Let's continue. So this is the main article here. Again, all the links will be down in the description below. So this is the memoless side that we already talked about. I'm just going to briskly go through this here, move down. Let's move on here. There's a lot to cover. Swap execution reliability improvements. A lot of cool things happen. Again, streaming swap behavior for limit swaps. A lot of streaming swap fixes here. Run out of balance, missing data streaming swaps, clear streaming swap error messages, a lot of edge cases, a lot of nuances. Rapid swap execution. So limit swaps are now back online and we are seeing them being used. Limit swaps are really big for arbitrage. And for a reminder, once those get established, then rapid swaps can come online. That's when you settle opposing swaps instead of going against the pool. Super cool, super cool. Preventing lost limit swaps. Again, limit swap fix. Preferred asset excluded from affiliate fees. Some more things here, liquidity enhancements. You guys can read this if you want. Very cool. Here's some big ones here. Bitcoin Cash address handling fix. So Bitcoin Cash is now back online because of that fix. So that is great. There was another Bitcoin outbound reliability, a little edge case, right? Never ending with edge cases. XRP fix, edge case. This is a big one, you guys. Solana node stability and cost control. So I know Solana has been a long time coming, you guys. The devs have been working to make Solana much easier for nodes to support and run. If you push Solana and it's too expensive to run, then everything kind of falls apart, right? And so this is such a crucial update. We're going to be talking more about Solana later. I promise you that. So then we have Tron fixes here, and then Cosm Wasm stability upgrade. So many good things here. And then below this, technical fixes. These are the things that are really don't get enough love. They're kind of nerdy, but they are so crucial, so important to make THORChain just that much more hardened and reliable, guys. Again, check this out. Super, super cool. But we're going to move on here. We had a Thursday space, and I got to say, the Frenchman, he brought a thermonuclear bomb. He talked about a lot of cool things here, but this was unbelievable. Check this out. Custom concentrated liquidity, 3000x improvement. What is he talking about here? This is to deal with arbitrage. Okay. The app layer can be used to arbitrage the base layer, and the spread is just insane. And so we also talked about this arbitrage. The app layer has an advantage as well when it comes to arbitrage network due to the time, the speed, the order of operations, I should say, with how those arbitrage events occur. And it's just a limit of the liquidity available on the app layer. This is going to be huge, guys. You can see in the comments here, oh my God, like massive. You guys understanding what's going on here? This is absolutely insane. So Rujira is just really chugging along here. Very, very cool. And additionally, too, this also brings up the return of LP, right? Custom concentrated liquidity. So LP can return in that form. So if you're an LP out there and you're missing the glory days of LP in this ecosystem, that is going to return. So many cool things happening, you guys. Also, Rujira had another thing here, the AutoRujira. This is really, really cool. So automations. So these are now 100 are live here. If you look, we got 289, 101 automations are live, active wallets. So what are we talking about here? So Rujira has all these primitives, right? I'm going to zoom in so old people like Kenton can see what's going on. There's a lot of primitives on Rujira. And all these are manual transactions. You have to do things. But with these AutoRujira, you can automate a lot of these processes, right? You can build really cool things, and you can do things on the app layer while you're asleep, right? This come to arbitrage or, TCY auto compounder, right? Auto bidder, making trades. And every single primitive thereafter will be supported by this feature. So redacted, the privacy layer, loans, of course, anything. The Perps Volume 2 is coming. You guys, this is one of those synergies that is just super, super powerful. Gosh dang. Thursday Space, you got to check that one out. There was a lot of things discussed. You guys could not miss that one. Definitely listen to that one. We also had another space on Saturday with LetsExchange. LetsExchange is really, really cool. They are an API aggregator, and they support between 5,000 to 6,000 assets. So they're trying to solve the same problem THORChain is, right? Of course, they're not as decentralized as THORChain, but that's how they're able to support so many assets because they aggregate all those APIs. Very cool conversation with them. The one thing we did talk about a lot is they have an asset that THORChain does not have, and that is Monero, XMR. And this is something that is really getting a lot of steam in the community. People really want these privacy coins. And so, we talked to them about their ethos, right? Do they require KYC? Do they freeze funds? Have they ever frozen funds? No, the answer is to that. Kenton really went above and beyond to really try to pick them apart to answer every single question. And also we learned that they do not have THORChain on the back end. So hopefully we can get them to have THORChain on the back end. And who knows, maybe someday they can help us in the interim provide some XMR swaps on some of our interfaces. Who knows, to be determined, but this was a great conversation. Definitely give them a follow and check it out. It was great. Let's return to Solana. I said we were going to come back. So it's happening, you guys. It's real. It ain't joke. It ain't hype. Solana is about to come. So one of the things with Solana, like harkening back to what I was talking about with those updates, we're going to be using RPCs, right? Because Solana is so expensive. And of course, nodes can host their own RPC as well. But Familiar Cow has made this list because we want to decentralize the RPC providers so that if something happens to one of them, swaps don't get paused on THORChain, right? So this is pretty cool. He built this. So this is a list of the RPC providers that we have. And now nodes are voting which ones they're going to be using. And there's this threshold here that we do not want to exceed. Again, if an RPC provider goes down, we don't want swaps to stop, right? Additionally, if you are a node provider and you want to use another RPC provider, you just have to make relay, and tell Familiar Cow about it. He will add it to this list. Okay, so very cool. If you scroll down here, you can see what everyone's doing. We have some self-hosted here, which is ideal, of course, but not all the nodes can do that. So this is great. This kind of reminds me of like the enshrined Oracle design where we have feeds from multiple different sources, right? Adds to that decentralization, adds to that hardiness, in case something goes wrong. It's not like a SEX that just, queries or gets the quote from its own pools, right? We're trying to make THORChain as decentralized as possible. Very cool to see. Last but certainly not least, you guys, our marketing boys have been busy. So Messari released an update on THORChain here. And what's so cool about this is that now THORChain's analytics, their information is going to be in the database of Messari. So Messari is a very cool site for researchers. It's putting THORChain on the map, essentially. Okay. And also, Messari has extremely powerful domain authority as well. So this is going to help with search engine optimization. But this is fantastic, guys. Make sure you go to this and share, comment, like it, and bookmark it. Bookmark it does a lot for the algorithm as well. Very good job. It's not even February yet, and our marketing team is hitting the ground running. You guys are going to see a lot of this coming. Super, super cool. Shout out to Kenton and all the boys. They're doing a great job. And that concludes this week's community update, guys. We have a lot of cool things happening. Next week will be interesting to see where that Solana ratio is on those RPC providers. We'll see what's going on. But again, guys, if you like this content, please comment, like, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're going to be releasing these every week and a lot more content to come. Thanks for hanging out with us today, guys. Take care. Bye-bye now.